days later, and this Commodore 64 inside the VIC-20 is now ready for me to take, inside the VIC-20 case is now ready for me to take the label off of here, and then I'll flip it over and I'll take the VIC-20 label off the bottom as well. And then I'm gonna grab a Commodore 64 label to put glue onto here. So this is now, or will then be labeled correctly. And in order to do this, I brought my little Infinity Pro hairdryer. This thing, thankfully, because it needs attachments, it's like the perfect thing when I need to heat something up. It's almost like buying a heat gun for projects. It does just the same job, and I've used it before for other things that were similar to this. I'm gonna start heating it up, and then I'm gonna try and pry it off with the normal screwdriver here. So here we go. So we just discovered something pretty cool. The original, pretty hot on the tip. The original plastic on here was never taken off. So that satisfying moment is now gonna happen. So this VIC-20 sticker, it's pristine underneath there. That's great. Thank you, Dad. My dad left it like that, I think. Actually, I think my dad's is the one behind me. But regardless, I'm glad that was... How am I gonna dig under there? I have another very little right here. This should do the trick. There we go. Get under. Not scratching. Let's heat it up more. Not too bad. Not too bad down. That's one eye. I think that's heated up well enough. I'm using one eye to make sure I don't... Oh, that was perfect. Okay. There's a little bit of a bend where I had to pry. Pretty good. Look at that. in one piece too. This looks like I bent the plastic. It's just some gunk from this because there is a little bit of glue left over there. So I think I'm gonna go get an alcohol wipe to wipe that down, and we will then proceed to go work on getting the other label off. That is not in bad shape at all. Look at that. Again, I think I can clean that gunk off on the end here. So, just put it, there's a Ziploc bag here. I'm gonna set it on, upside down. There. I feel so good about that. Okay, cool. I'll be right back, and we will we'll get the Commodore one off, and I'll get this. I have some clear gel glue. It should be good for this type of plastic. And I need to put a little bit of it under this part that's coming up here, because this is starting to fry up, and I don't want that. It's definitely loose, so we'll glue that down too. Okay, I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, enjoy the music. It's now a labelless Commodore mystery computer, but we all know it's C64. All right, I'll be right back. Alright, so I have just alcohol prep pads here, and this is Aleene's premium quality clear gel tacky glue, and if I believe that it should dries crystal clear, yeah, strong bond. And I believe it's safe for plastic. I mean, I've used it on plastic before. I made these little heart things that had beads in it and stuff to use as markers for Pokemon cards during a match, like if I use an ability. so that's how I know it doesn't melt plastic. So that should be good. As long as I can get the top off again, of course, because that's always a problem. But let me just wipe this here real quick. So it's a clean surface. Nice. Clean that up later. Actually, I want to make you all have to watch that. All right. So that's air drying. I need to get the other Commodore 64 sticker now off the cracked case. That was I told the story about it before. It was delivered to me completely cracked and shattered, and it was very unfortunate, but this project was partly about, you know, making sure I still got to use the C64 that was inside that case that got destroyed. So that's what this is all about. And these keys look red on the screen here, but they are fuchsia with black lettering, and it's really pretty. So it's a very bright white overhead light here that's making it look a little different. But I wonder, I guess it depends. Maybe it's just the TV I'm looking at that makes it look reddish to me. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna go grab the Commodore 64 to get that label off. Again, so like I mentioned, this one was shattered in shipping, and you know, it became a what am I gonna do with this now project. So rather than using the dark gray thing here, because this is the VIC-20 case originally. I'm deciding to keep the VIC-20 shinier power marker on there, just because it is a blend of the two, and I don't know, I like it on there. I think it's gonna look good with this Commodore 64 tag on there. So let's see how it goes. Just need to get this off of here safely the way I just got that off, and we'll see how well we can adhere it, and hopefully it'll be nice and flat on there. Hold on. Let's I'm trying to keep all the broken pieces in here. And of course we were going to take this Commodore 64 badge off the back and put it on the back of the VIC-20, and take the VIC-20 badge off the back of that one. So still more to do. Let's go ahead and heat this up and take this one off now. Same deal. Things are heating up in the retro alcove. Okay. And don't worry, I'm setting this on like this mouse pad over here. I'm not going to heat up anything dangerously. Nice. This one is going even easier. Way easier. Wow, that's great. That's so cool. Come on. And not to bend it. Get more glue. It is hot. Hot to the touch. It's all about using the right tools. If I tried to use that other screwdriver, I was going to scratch the hell out of the thing. And I started to use it without thinking too much about it. This is way better, this little one. Heck yeah. Just about letting go. It's just a little bit of the glue holding on still. Here it is. That is in perfect condition. Look at that. And if you flip it over, you can see that it's, you know, imprinted, the tin or whatever metal it is. It's so cool. All right, so that of course is gonna go on here, and let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And I'll still think about potentially swapping that there, but honestly, I like the shiny aspect of that one, so we'll see. Put this over here. Turn our attention back to this. Now, in order to do this, I just need probably like a thin bead going all the way in the middle here. And see if I can get this off. Hopefully I won't get any on me. More importantly, on my dress. Okay. This might need to be poked with a needle for it to come back out again. because I did use it for a project, like I mentioned. Is it coming out? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Far she blows. A nice thin V right through the middle. Just like that. I think that's good. And here we go. Oh my gosh. That was so perfect. That like, I mean, it's like beveled, so of course it's gonna fit well, but that's just, I'm so happy with that. Push down a little. Check it out. And then I just need a little under here too. That should hold no problem when that dries completely. Now, of course, I probably should have done the label on the back before I do this. But I can work on getting this other one off first, and then I'll let this dry while I do that. And let's see about this here, because this is already frying up a little bit. Yeah, see, all I really want to do, and I'm worried about frying it more, just want to get a little under there. What could I use to deliver some? How about a twist tie? We'll just use this black twist tie to get some of that glue under there, and then we'll hold it down. And if I get a little on, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use my little retro alcove poster here, in case it gets a little glue on it. That's okay. I have quite a few of these. And if you come to the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest, you can get one for free. You can meet me at the tables. Come on. Here it is. Not too bad. And again, this stuff dries super clear. Even if I got a little on the surface, it would dry clear and wouldn't be a problem. But I want to avoid that, of course. Let's see, this can go in this wrapper here of the alcohol wipe. So I don't get glue on my desk and my workbench. I think we're good. I'm just pushing it down with the metal on this thing. This is awesome. These are just the finishing touches. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring this exact machine to the Vintage Computer Festival just to have some fun stuff on it to play, along with my other displays that I'm going to be doing. Okay. How's that looking? I might end up wiping the surface of this with the other alcohol pad I brought. Actually, I'll use the one to clean the other thing with here. It's still wet. And then my finger gets stuck. My phone. I think we're good. Alright. So the next thing is the labels on the bottom. So I think what I'll do, I'll push this over here to help it, to let it dry. There you go. Put it like that. You can still see the parts that are drying. And from the shattered Commodore 64 case, this is going to be much more tricky because this label, I don't think it's really meant to come off. But again, if I heat it properly and dig under it the same way, I bet we can get it off of there. Because then the serial number will still go with the motherboard that's actually in this case. And, you know, we're all about that, right? Keeping things together. We're gonna heat it up. To wrap this up, I'm gonna need a glove because it is getting really hot next to it. And I paid a lot for these nails, so I'm gonna protect them. Speaking of paying a lot for things, keep the show going. If you would like to support me, you can support me on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/maidenariana. Or of course, you can go to maidenariana.com and then do all my links to find ways to support me on there. But all of it, anything that comes through either Twitch or YouTube or anything else like that, that I end up getting because of the stuff I do and the stuff I put on YouTube and Twitch, retro related, I try and put the money back into all this. So, you know, if you can, please consider supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Now, That went perfectly though. All right, let's put this aside. And we'll very gently turn this over. And I mean, I could put this like right here or do what they do over there, but I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to set this upside down. Put it right here. There we go. All right. And now we're going to heat this up once more. And this I need to be careful because this is very close to the motherboard. Well, the, you know, the brains of the VIC-20 or Commodore 64. This is why I have to relabel everything, because this is a Commodore 64 in here inside a VIC-20 case for the aesthetic of having a white case with fuchsia keys and white function keys. That was the project. And to make sure I had one working. The very first video in the series, I was going through 3 different Commodore 64 boards, a Rev A, a Rev B, and Rev C, all that I had. And you can go watch that video to see which one ended up working. The other 2 need to be repaired, so those are future videos on my channel. Right, let's heat this up and get this one off as carefully as possible. And there's already a corner here that's coming up already, so I'm just gonna heat there and pull from there. It's starting to bubble up in the middle, so I'm going to stop heating it right now and just go for it and see if it comes off. I think we're good, just gotta do it slow. Yep. Far so good. That back top left corner might give me a little bit of an issue, but we'll see. Because it might not be heated up as much. Coming off very cleanly though, this is good. Nice and slow. You just gotta go slow. Take your time. Perfect. Hell yeah. You did it. Okay. Alright. That's awesome. Alright, so this now, because I don't, one thing, again, what I'm probably going to end up doing, actually maybe I could put it on there right now. I have a blue case that I was going to relabel for the VIC-20 that I pulled out here. Where the heck did I put it? I think it's up here. Hold on one second. Yeah. See, and this one has a painted over Commodore 64 label that I didn't like anyway, having it painted over like that. So what I could do is I could put the innards of the Commodore VIC-20 back in here, and I could put this right here, and then it would be going with the original motherboard, just like I'm doing on the other one. So I think, yeah, you know what? This one's in my hand already. Let's very carefully move all this stuff over. And we will glue this on here for future use. Because this is where it's going. On this very dark, very cool case. So. Alright, so we will do a similar thing where we put this clear glue on here. Actually, after I wipe it down with the other alcohol pad, I gotta wipe both these spots down. Darn. Okay. Don't be stuck to my finger forever. I am now a VIC-20. Hope this glue isn't toxic like that Seinfeld episode. I don't think that would be a problem. Alright. And just for good measure, I will flip this over and wipe down this spot where this is going to go. Cool. That was dirty. Wow, lots of dust. So I think you might see me glue the VIC-20 thing on here too. This will be used in a future video then, showing. So this will be footage that'll be used twice. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Just open that, help it dry faster. You can put the glue down. One thing about this VIC-20 metal label, it does have a lot of gunk on the back still, which isn't necessarily a problem. But you know what? Why don't I just wipe that a little bit with this alcohol too? Try and neutralize it a little. Slight bend. Nice. Now it's not bent too much. It should go on pretty well. Yay. Alright, that's dry. I think I'm taking more care than the original manufacturer did in sticking some of these on. I might want to put something kind of flat and heavy on top of this to help it to completely adhere. I just gotta be careful not to, you know, whatever I put down on it, have that also get that glue on there. In fact, I'm wiping the glue off the screwdriver. There we go. With the alcohol wipe. Yeah, this is going to be a little more of a problem, a little bit more of a challenge. Is this heavy enough? It's glass. Keeping those ends. How am I going to do that? I should have thought more about that ahead of time. I'm looking around my workbench for an idea, for inspiration. Let me see. This is already peeling up a lot here. Here, this is a candle on top of a coaster. I think it'll work. Now, if I bring to the Vintage Computer Festival an upside down Commodore VIC-20 case with a candle completely glued to the bottom of it, you'll know why. But let's see if this works. I can just leave that on there and hope for the best. And we shall see. I'm thinking this other sticker is way more straightened. So for putting it on this case, I think it's going to be better and go easier. This one was a bit of a problem because it was the way I peeled it. You know, it kind of bent a bit while I peeled it. So, all right, let me just set this aside over here. It should be fine. And now we will finish with this one. Same idea. This one, of course, is taller and thinner, so I'm not going to go all the way to the left and right edge when I do put the glue down. I'm just going to put it more in the middle, and then it's going to be a little taller, so I will put it all the way up to the other edge, though. Alright, let's see how that goes. Put the lid back on this thing. Try and bend this one a little before I put it on so that ends aren't bending up so much like that last one. I am going to wash my hands as soon as I'm done with this, just because who knows what's in this glue and other things. I'm paranoid about such things. Ooh, I am going to have to put some on the edges here. It is way taller. When I'm doing this kind of stuff, I always think a lot about my dad who passed away 2 years ago. It was this week that he passed away 2 years ago. So, just thinking about your dad. Love you. Right. Somehow I got some on my finger. Let's use the alcohol wipe. It is going to show the creases a little bit because of the, you know, the square behind here, but that's okay. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. This is more just for consistency as to which model and serial number is actually in the case anyway. There we go. That one corner is going to be a stubborn little there. Let's go back to our... And I dropped it. Okay. Back to our twist tie. And we'll get a little more glue on the end. That's gonna be a bit of a pain too, isn't it? So I'm gonna need something heavy on that corner. Or just give it a good drop. It's gonna dry clear anyway, according to the thing. There. Something to push that end down on that side without getting glue all over it. Honestly, should use the edge of this. Yeah, I don't know. That might be tough to get perfect. Let's get that music going again. Alright. I mean, that is on there. There's just this little flap on the side. It's really annoying. I mean, I could use super glue if I had to, but that melts this plastic. So, should be safe. Flip over. Show the finished product here. It's looking good. Alright, I am gonna leave it like this though, for that sticker to dry. And let's see over here how this is doing. It's probably nowhere near enough time for that glue to dry, but just make sure I didn't get it stuck on there. No, I didn't. See, I'm glad I checked because it isn't actually helping in the... Oh. Okay, that is tacky now, so it is grabbing. Okay. I can try and perfect that off camera, but it's looking a lot better. I pinch it into the corners. I think that'll be okay. Real quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the VIC-20 label on top of there. Let's do that while I have this out. Okay.
Welcome
That's looking good. I think I'm gonna have to leave this one facing this direction to dry. Alright. That looks cool. A little bit of a glare on the one edge here. Some glue on the edge, but it's gonna dry clear, so we should be good. I think that was all I was thinking about doing tonight, to just kind of wrap up the work on this machine mainly, so I can bring it to the Vintage Computer Festival, which is happening in only 2 weekends? No, 3 weekends from right now. I will be there, and I will be hopefully meeting some of you. So again, it's Vintage Computer Festival Midwest in Schaumburg, Illinois on September 13th, I believe. And that's Saturday and Sunday for that weekend anyway. So these projects are always tons of fun. The Commodore VIC-20, again, VIC-20 now, not 64, is the machine I learned to program BASIC on when I was 9 years old, and that helped me do what I do today. So Commodore has a special place in my heart, and I know, thankfully, they're coming back with it being purchased recently. Who knows, maybe someday I could work there for them. That'd be kind of awesome. That would be like a dream come true. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well as you can be right now, and I hope to see you in Schaumburg, Illinois very soon. Anyway, love you all. See you next time, and please like and subscribe. I don't remember to ask for that enough. And support the channel in other ways if you can. Appreciate you all. Bye.